You are at the almighty Church of Rock, and I'm telling you, man, that's the Germs with the long version of Shut Down at the KSKQ. We are so excited here at the Church of Rock because we're going to bring somebody on the phone in just a minute from Kenosha, Wisconsin that is in a legendary band, or was for years, called 1096. Great, influential hardcore punk band, and I'm really excited to have him on the air because we haven't talked in a long time, so this is genuinely like an old friend talking for the first time, and let's go ahead and bring him on the air. Hey, Joe, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm there, bro.
You sound good.
Hey, I'm so glad you thought of me, man.
I'm glad we're all still alive, dude.
Me too, bro. Yeah, you got that right.
Because,
we lost a lot of good ones.
I was going to say, man, the list is really long. It's not even a page. It's like a couple of pages now of people.
It sucks. And you know what? I don't know if you even know about Dave Dredd last year.
I do. I sure do, man, because, social media, it spreads like wildfire. Well, that's a good part of social media, at least the keeping in touch with people thing. But I did hear about Dredd, man. And wow, another legend, man.
Jesus. Just another, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me ask you a question. I'm sorry, it's your show, man, but what was the Germs? Was it just Shut Down from the Black Album or what?
Yeah, we just played Shut Down, I believe, from GI, I thought.
Yeah, right, from GI. Okay, cool. I was curious because you said you were going to play this 9-minute Germs song, and I couldn't tune in. And I'm like, well, is it something I never heard? Is it something from the reboot of Germs or what?
Well, it's the Annihilation Man on there, and there was a couple words on there we didn't really like on the air, so we thought we'd just get rid of it real quick and not let that happen.
Yeah, he did. He slipped them in too, didn't he?
But it's all good, man. We're all adults here, and it's okay. It wasn't unintentional, dude. Are you playing? Are you playing guitar in all these days? I don't think you're in a band, but do you play guitar, or are you in a band?
No, I haven't been doing anything in ages, man. I crushed my finger at work like 2 years ago, and it's okay, but it's kind of tough to play.
Which
still.
finger, which hand?
Pardon?
Which finger on which hand?
Oh yeah, my ring finger on my riffing hand, man, on my left hand. Yeah, and
good.
Sucks. God, I couldn't just lose a finger like Jerry Garcia. No, I had to crush. You need them all.
Yeah.
I know it's just punk rock, but I do use them all.
You got to still play music, yeah. Well, Garcia lost one finger, but are you familiar with Billy Joe Shaver?
No.
That guy is pretty cool. I've been checking him out lately. It turns out he's like the original outlaw country guy that wrote for like Waylon and those guys, and he was missing like several fingers on one hand.
Well,
who told me that about the guy from what the hell, Black Sabbath?
Yeah,
Tony Iommi.
And Tony Iommi was a big.
I never knew that.
Tony Iommi's a big fan of Django Reinhardt. Django Reinhardt is the famous guitar player with no fingers. So
listen, since you're there, I have to tell you something, Tracy. I have to thank you because I would have probably been years before I discovered the most awesome guy ever, man. Who's that? Oh, man, you sent me that mixtape. Pardon?
Was it Steve Earle?
Steve Earle, because of you. Thank you so much, man. I love that guy.
You're welcome. He's a great songwriter, man. And Townes Van Zandt, who was Steve Earle's idol, also a great songwriter. So you're welcome. Yeah, everyone thinks that he just wrote Copperhead Road, and that's about it.
He's got a
he's such a great writer, man.
Yeah.
I have a few questions I wrote down. I don't normally write a lot of questions, but I had a few things I wanted to ask you about. But, pertaining to 1096, which is still one of my favorite punk bands of all time.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. You guys, well, you guys went down to Nashville on your infamous '89 tour. You came to Peoria, Illinois, and which I was living there at the time, and we hung out. And then you went to Nashville. I remember being too depressed for some stuff going on in my life to go with you guys, but you guys got to play at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge.
Yeah. I could tell that story real quick if you got time, man.
Yes, I do.
We would like the probably PG-rated version.
I'm getting some real warbly connection from you guys, so I hope you're hearing me clear, man.
I am.
Okay, good. Okay, here's the deal. The 89 was not when we actually played at Tootsie's. It was the next, it was probably 97.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was with Kenneth. So
Okay.
it was like one of our last tours, yeah.
Okay.
And what happened was, and it gives me goosebumps to this day, because you know how spiritual Dean was, man. And we went to Tootsie's just to soak up the vibe like we had in '89. And we had this gig across town. We took off across town to go have a beer at Tootsie's to soak up the country vibe and blah, blah, blah. We go in there, and it's packed full of tourists and stuff, and we go to sit down, and they won't serve us because I had a tank top on.
Wow.
Yeah, they kicked us out. They wouldn't serve us, and we were like, "Oh, we're just trying to have a beer. We're gonna go play our gig, blah blah blah." The place was packed, so we walk out, and we're so stupid or drunk. We walk out the front, and we walk around, and there's the Ryman. We walk through this alley, and we're just talking, and Dean specifically said, "Come on, Patsy, come on, you guys, help us out here. This sucks. What the fuck?" Oops. I'm so sorry, man.
Keep going.
And so we walk in the back of this bar, and we're talking to this bartender, and we're telling him how, we just wanted to have a beer, at Tootsie's, and the guy was super cool, bought us a ton of Rolling Rocks, and we're getting hammered, and we got to split pretty soon and get to the gig across town. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are a band, blah blah blah. Come on up front. This is Tootsie's." We were in the back of Tootsie's. We were in the back room. There's a whole separate room back there. It was like huge. He takes us up front and puts us on stage, and the band that was playing in the front window gives us their instruments, and we play the Johnny Cash. What is the one we did?
Folsom?
Folsom Prison.
Yeah, Folsom, yes. And it ruled, man. And the crowd was just high-fiving us, and we just did it really mellow and perfect. It was just the most surreal moment. And who'd have thought, And the guy that was hanging out in the back that took us up front he was the owner. And he's like, "Oh yeah, she's a bitch. She's like that." It was so cool, man. It was the best. It was just unreal, man. And then to top it off, what do you call it? Anticlimactic. We go across town to play the real gig, and it sucked. There was like the crowd came to see basically this ska band in their RV, whatever. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a hardcore show, but it didn't matter, man. We were so high from Tootsie's. It was the best, one of the coolest memories I'll ever have, man.
And Hank Williams and Patsy Cline were right there with you, man.
You know it, man, and it's funny because you know how Dean was. You know how Dean was a bloody, and he almost summoned them. You know what I mean?
He did. He
did. We were so bummed out. We were kicked out, and we just wanted a beer at Tootsie's and soak up the vibe, And
I do.
And it was awesome. It was just awesome. Best thing that one of my best memories ever.
Well, dude, thanks for sharing that. Tell us about your history with 1096. Were you there from day one, or how did you join 1096?
Well, 1096 evolved from Twisted Christian, which was me and Dean and some other people. Guy Crucianelli played drums, and Pat Frechette, my friend from high school, played bass. So then that fell apart, but we moved in Tony on bass, and we changed our name. That's all it really was. We still had the same songs, and called it 1096. So yeah, and then so Guy was with us for years and years, and Tony, and then it turned into 7 bass players, but it was always. After Guy, Moon was the drummer for most of the time, but it was me and Dean from the start.
Yeah, Mooney's known for being the drummer of 1096, but when I met you, you still had Guy with you.
Right, yeah. And we ruled that, man. That was just like when we were just trying to be speed of light, you know what I mean? And Guy ruled, man. He was an awesome drummer. He's turned into an awesome guitar player, to be honest with you.
Did you do you remember the first time you and I met, or my band met your band at Duke's 2 in 1985?
I do. No, I remember you coming up to me because I never wrote you back, and you were like, yeah, and we had hooked up through, old pen pal days, and you sent me a tape and pictures and this and that, and then I just never got around to getting back to you. Next thing I know, you're in my face, and we're playing a gig, and you're kind of standing over me, and it's like, yeah, this is Joe. Here's the guy that never wrote you back, type thing. And yeah, and that was like what, 80 what 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. I love you, man. It's been too long. Why do I wait so long to talk to people?
Well,
And I got to tell you something. Just because I don't talk to you, I think about you all the time.
Well, dude,
I really do.
Ditto, bro. That's why I wanted you to come on the show. I've been wanting to ask you and Mooney. I want to get a hold of him too and have him on. But you guys might not think this way about yourselves because as artists we tend to like not appreciate ourselves like others do. But in my mind, it's been so long now that the good old days are still happening for me. But some of my favorite bands are like from the like 80s, and that's just the way it is. And 1096 is like up there in my top like 5 punk bands of all time, bro, for sure.
Well, you gotta give the credit. Let's face it; it was the live. I mean, it's not like you're gonna sit and play 1096 records all day. Live, Dean.
Yeah, you had the best frontman in the history of punk rock, man.
We really did, dude. I mean,
I know.
No one could follow. Dean
Dirt.
Shit,
dude. I remember the first time we played with you. I was known for being the crazy guy in my town, and when we get to your town. We saw 1096 play. Dean's like climbing on top of amps. He's on the ceiling. He's climbing across the place. And my bass player laughs at me later, and he's like, "Yeah, follow that, pal." And I'm like, "Thanks, dude."
No, but you don't worry, man. You did your. Don't worry. You did your thing too, my man.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what. I always suspected that you guys were always trying. Whenever we had a gig together, it's like who's going to outdo each other, because you guys are both incredible front man.
Oh, thanks.
Buddy, don't sell yourself short, my man. You.
Well, thanks.
But yeah, I miss Dean, and he carried us, and maybe not musically, but as far as live, come on, these kids worshipped him, man.
Oh gosh, well, and there's a lot of people that just love that guy today. I hear there was some kind of memorial for him recently at the port, maybe.
Yeah, they did a 20-year thing, man, and I was a little. Yeah, I went. I mean, I showed up, but I wasn't in a social mood. Let's put it that way.
I hear you. Well, dude, my band is coming through Kenosha on April 20th at the port. I hope you'll come out, man.
Yeah, you're joking? I wouldn't miss it, man. I gotta see you, bloody. I miss you. I thought you were coming last year. You were talking about that.
Oh no! I'm gonna. We were trying to come a few times, but it fell through because of band member problems, But this band, we're psyched up. We're buying our airplane tickets next week, and we're doing like 4 shows in the Midwest, so we'll be there.
Oh, cool! Oh, I can't wait to see you, bloody man. I'll tell you what. I don't want to get all serious, but I'm going to tell you, I'm a little envious because I'm proud of you, man. You seem to have learned in a very spiritual way to cope with a lot of demons, and you've come a long way, and good for you. And it's awesome.
Oh, that's really nice of you to say.
I read about it on Janine's got Facebook, and I see. I'm just real proud of you, man.
Thanks, bro.
It's not easy. It's not easy, and it's a lifelong battle with things.
I do know exactly what you're saying. We've both been down the same roads, and good for you too, bro. I hope we can both just keep our head above water.
Yep, and be chatting in 30 years, guys.
Yeah. Our hearts are still beating. That's awesome, man. Dude, what about this 1096 documentary that's being put together by our mutual friend Ricky Allen there in Kenosha?
I'd love to be, see or know or anything, man. I'm kind of out of the loop. I don't see him much, and he don't keep me informed really. I mean, he raided my archives, so he's got tons.
I think what's happening is it's a slow project because he's putting so much love into it, and he keeps adding to it and expanding it. And he was out here in Southern Oregon for a few days recently and got me in the documentary, and I think he's going to get more when we come there. So I think it's something that's going to be really epic when he finally puts it out, man. I think so.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it seems like a labor of love, man. I just, you can't put everything. You know what I mean? How do you pick and choose? I don't know. It's good for him. Good for him.
Totally, yeah.
Good luck.
He's keeping it going, bro. And, are you in touch with any of the ex-members of 1096, man?
It's been a few months, but yeah, well, Moody's still around, and I'm not on social media now, so I kind of lost track of Kenneth. And, Randy's, I know where he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just kind of a hermit, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
It's not anybody but me. It's me.
I know I get that. I'm like 50-50, bro. I'm either totally social or completely hermetic as well. So I can relate to both those ways of being, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite punk rock bands in Kenosha today?
I don't get out much, to be honest with you, man. Anything Scotty Hoffman does is fine with me. Murph's still doing it. Scratch 45's playing next week in a couple of weeks.
And they're opening. They're going to be one of the bands on the bill that when we play there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I
there
think.
You go.
And,
you know, and Dale, come on, man. Dale's a legend.
What about Army of Cretans?
Yeah, I see. I don't go out, man, so I don't see these bands. You know.
Well,
they've been around forever. What?
So they're on the bill April 19th or the 20th as well. So that'll be pretty fun. Scratch 45, Army of Cretans, and Divine Dirt, which is my band.
Well, Army of Cretans are good guys too. I mean, you know how it is. You just tend to like it. I don't even if they're your friends, you like it more.
Yeah.
Even if they're strangers, you know, it's like, okay, they're a good punk rock band, but if they're your friends, you love it.
Totally, brother. I get it, man.
Like, you know, I mean, think of Beautiful Bert and the Crotch Crickets, and Repka's still around, man.
I think Tim's tuned in right now, man. He was on social media a bit ago promoting this a bit. So, hey, Tim, what's up, brother?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I think you got a lot of friends there. A lot of people were commenting under your photo saying, you know, Keno Core royalty right there and stuff like that. So you got a lot of friends and fans that are tuned in right now in Kenosha and all over the country, I think.
Yeah, it's me, man. I just don't get out. I don't get out, and I don't socialize.
That's okay.
I don't know what the hell my problem is lately.
You left your mark, bro. The No Retreat album by 1096, all those 7-inch records, all the great shows you did. You left your mark, and you're still around, and thank you for being on the show tonight, dude. We're going to play some live 1096 that I found. This is actually a tune from The Gallery in Normal, Illinois from 1988, and it's 1096 doing an exploited cover of Dogs of War.
Oh, okay. I hope it ain't too sloppy, man.
No, it's it's a bootleg. I remember taping it, and then it came out on a CD, just like a few copies, and then now it's up on the YouTube channel. I'm like, I'm going to play something off that because it shows these guys and you can feel that energy, man.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. I know you got to do your thing, but can I make a request?
Sure.
Do you have Cop Magnet?
Let me try to find that while we're doing this, and I know your songs are so short, we could probably slip it out in before the show's over.
Well, I just always liked that version of Desert Scam better than the album, and if you could play that, man, that would be really awesome.
Okay, so Desert Scam from the 7-inch, right?
No, it was only a cassette release, but you might have it was only cassette.
Yes,
called
probably.
Cop Magnet.
I bet you it's on YouTube, bro. It seems like everything's on there these days, man. I can find it.
We'll give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Otherwise, that's a good song, so whatever.
Awesome. My friend, thanks so much for being here, Joe. I wish we had more time, but
Thanks,
I'm
Joe.
super happy that you came by, man.
Thanks for calling, man. Can I please keep in touch a little better here? I mean, you got time to pick up the phone now and then, right?
Totally. It works both ways, bro.
I love you, my man.
I love you, brother Joe. Thank you so much.
Tracy, take care of my man, all right?
I sure
You
will.
too.
And good talking to you. Thanks for calling in, and we hope to see you in April.
Rock on, guys.
Rock and roll. See you, Joe.
Take care.
All right, bye. What a classic. What a legend, man. What a dude. What a cool dude.
And we could have talked all night. We need to catch up. So he's a good guy and was a member of one of the seminal punk bands to come out of the Midwest period.
Ever.
The 1090 or 1096, and
You
long
bet.
live Dean Dirt.
Long live Dean Dirt, man. Here is 1096 live at the Gallery, Normal, Illinois, from October 11th, 1988, at KSKQ and the Almighty Church of Rock.
This one's for our enemies and our friends, the Exploited. I know you fool. I'm okay. Say don't get off. Work for day. Doctor War, but after you. 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 There's a border. We do some border. Fight us now. Do some border. Doctor War, but after you. 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 Doctor War. Doctor War! Yeah! There's no words! And we don't for now! So go get up! Doctor War, what after you? 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 And you! And you! And you! Ah!
Rock and roll radio was here long before the internet and will be here long after it's gone. Well, maybe not, but we're here now. The Church of Rock Radio Show, Sunday nights on KSKQ Radio and streaming at kskq.org.